Hi, hello, this is Giri, teaching 10th Mathematics, the chapter Statistics. Here are the questions and solutions from exercise 14.1 and this is part 1 video. In this video, we will learn the solutions of question number 1 and question number 2 of exercise 14.1. Dear children, this is question number 1. In a survey, the following data is noted. Find the mean number of plants per house. I shall repeat. In a survey, the following data is noted. Find the mean number of plants per house. Here we have given a table. In this table, if you observe, this is number of plants, and this column is for number of houses. In the first row, we have given number of plants, and the second row contains the number of houses. You see, 0 to 2 plants, 1 house, and 2 to 4 plants, 2 houses, 4 to 6 plants, 1 house, 6 to 8 plants, 5 houses, 8 to 10 plants, 6 houses, 10 to 12 plants, 2 houses, and in between 12 to 14 plants, there are 3 houses. Now we have to find the number of plants per 1 house, isn't it? We have to find the mean number of plants per 1 house. We know that there are 3 measures of central tendencies. First one is arithmetic mean, second one is median, and third one is mode. Now in order to find out the arithmetic mean, there are 3 methods. The first method is direct method, and the second is deviation method, and the third is step deviation method. In order to find out arithmetic mean, there are 3 methods. The first one is direct method. Second is The second is deviation method, and the third is step deviation method. Now let us solve this question in direct method. Of course, you can use any method to solve this question. Let us learn all the 3 methods one by one. First of all, let us solve the question number 1 in direct method. You see, if you observe, these are the number of plants and these are the number of houses. Let us consider the number of plants as classes. Therefore, the classes will be 0, 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, and 12 to 14. These are the classes 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, and 12 to 14. These are the classes. And now for each class, this is the frequency. Frequency means the number of scores in that particular class gives the frequency. Here in this class 0 to 2, there is 1 house. Therefore, the frequency of 0 to 2 is 1. Similarly, in between 2 and 4, the number of houses is equal to 2. Therefore, the frequency of the class 2 to 4 is 2. Similarly, in between 4 to 6 plants, the number of houses is 1. Therefore, the frequency of the class 4 to 6 is 1. Similarly, from 6 to 8 class, the frequency is 5. From 8 to 10 class, the frequency is 6. From 10 to 12 class, the frequency is 2. And from 12 to 14 class, the frequency is 3. Therefore, the first row gives the classes, and the second row gives us the frequencies. You see, 0 to 2 frequency 1, 2 to 4 frequency 2, 4 to 6 frequency 1, 6 to 8 frequency 5, 8 to 10 frequency 6, 10 to 12 frequency 2, and 12 to 14 is the frequency 3. Here we took the number of plants as classes and number of houses as frequency. These 2 columns we have given in the question itself. Now we have to frame another column which stands for class mark. Class mark is also called as mid value. Class mark or mid value of the class, both are same. Understood? Class mark. Now how to get the class mark? Class mark is nothing but the average of 0 and 2. Lower boundary is 0 and upper boundary is 2. Therefore, the average means you add these 2. 0 plus 2 is 2 divided by 2. 0 plus 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Therefore, the class mark of this class is 1. Similarly, the class mark of the next class 2 to 4 is 2 plus 4, 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Similarly, class mark of this class 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. The class mark of this class 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. The class mark of 8 to 10 class 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. The class mark of this class 10 to 12 is 10 plus 12 is 22. 22 divided by 2 is 11. The class mark of the class 12 to 14 is 12 plus 14 is 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. These are the class mark of the classes. Now in order to get the class mark, we have to find the average of lower and upper boundaries. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. If once you get the class mark of the first class, then you verify the difference. You verify the difference between any two successive lower boundaries or any two successive upper boundaries. If you observe what is this difference, the difference is 2, isn't it? Therefore, you simply add 2 to each class mark so that you will get the next class mark. You see, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 2 is 13. Like this also you can write the class mark. Understood? First of all, you write the class mark of the first class, and later you observe the difference between any two successive lower boundaries or any two successive upper boundaries. The difference is 2. Throughout the difference is 2. Therefore, you simply add 2 to the first class mark. You will get the next class mark. Again, you add 2 to this. You will get the next class mark. Similarly, you add 2 to this so that you will get all these class marks one by one. The frequency stands for F. The first letter for the frequency is F. Therefore, frequency is denoted by F. And class mark or mid value of the class is denoted with X. Now we have to find the product of frequency and class mark. You see, now to find the product of frequency and class mark row, that is nothing but F into X. But here we wrote Fi Xi. I stands for the number of the row. Here F1 X1 means first row frequency into first row class mark. This is the value. Similarly, F2 X2 means second row frequency into second row class mark is this value. In the place of I, if we substitute 3, then it will become F3 X3. Means third row frequency into third row class mark. Like this, you have to multiply all these values. Therefore, you can write here Fi Xi. This column is for Fi Xi. Okay, Fi into Xi, frequency into class mark. You multiply these two values and write here. 1 into 1 is 1. 2 into 3 is 6. 1 into 5 is 5. 5 into 7, 35. 6 into 9, 6 9s, 54. 2 into 11, 2 11s, 22. 3 13s, 39. After finding the product of all the frequencies with their class mark, you write this product here. After that, you sum up all these Fi Xi's. If you add all these Fi Xi's, this is nothing but sigma Fi Xi. Sigma stands for sum of. Sigma Fi Xi means if you add all these, you will get 162. Similarly, you sum up all the frequencies. Sigma Xi means this is the sum of the frequencies. Sum of all the frequencies is equal to 20. Understood? Now, in the question we have given classes and frequencies. Next column we took is class mark. Class mark is nothing but the average of lower and upper boundaries of a particular class. You will get the class mark. After writing the class mark, the next column is for Fi Xi. F stands for frequency and X stands for class mark. You multiply the frequency with the corresponding class mark and write the value here. You multiply this frequency with its corresponding class mark and write the product like this. You multiply this frequency with the corresponding class mark and write the product. 5 into 7, 35. 6 9s, 54. 2 11s are 22. 3 13s are 39. After finding all these products, you sum up frequencies. and you also sum up Fi xi. Sigma Fi is 20 and sigma Fi xi is 162. After getting these two values, now let us go for the calculation part. Here, in order to find the calculation part, first of all write the formula to find arithmetic mean. The formula to find arithmetic mean in direct method is sigma Fi xi divided by sigma Fi. The formula to find arithmetic mean using direct method is sigma Fi xi divided by sigma Fi. Here we got that the sigma Fi value is 20 and sigma Fi xi is equal to 162, isn't it? Sigma Fi is equal to 20 and sigma Fi xi is equal to 162. Now substitute these values in this formula. Formula is Am is equal to sigma Fi xi divided by sigma Fi. What is the value of sigma Fi xi? Dear children, you see, sigma Fi xi is 162 divided by sigma Fi is 20. Understood? 2 in 162, 81 times, and in 20, 10 times. 81 by 10, which is equal to 8.1. Therefore, arithmetic mean of the given data is equal to 8.1. That is, in an average, there are 8.1 plants in each house. Understood? Very good. Now, we will solve question number 2 now. This is question number 2. Find the mean daily wages of 50 workers. This question is appeared in SSC Public Examinations March 2017. Here we have given daily wages in rupees. 200 rupees to 250 rupees is the first class, 250 to 300 is the second class, 300 rupees to 350 is the third class, 350 to 400 is the fourth class, and 400 to 450 is the fifth class. This row gives daily wages of the workers and this row gives the number of workers. You see, these 12 members or these 12 workers get 200 to 250 rupees as a daily wage. These 14 workers may get 250 to 300 rupees as daily wage. These 8 members may get 300 to 350 rupees as daily wage, and these 6 members may get 350 to 400 rupees as daily wage, and these 10 members or 10 workers may get 400 to 450 rupees as their daily wage. Now we have to find the mean daily wage or the average daily wage of 50 workers. Again, as we know that there are 3 methods to find the arithmetic mean. The first method is direct method, and the second method is deviation method, and the third one is step deviation method. If the classes or the frequencies are big in numbers, then it is better to use step deviation method. Already in question number 1 we came across direct method. In direct method we find the product between frequency and class mark. If the class mark is big or if the frequency is big, then it is difficult to find the product, and finally it is difficult to find the division also. In such cases, it is better to go for this step deviation method or deviation method. Now, this question can be solved using step deviation method in a very simple mode. You observe this. You observe the solution now, dear children. Here we have given the classes. The classes 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350, 350 to 400 and 400 to 450. These are the classes. We took the classes as first column. Now next column is for frequency. If frequency is nothing but the number of workers, 12, 14, 8, 6 and 10. These gives the frequencies. Now in between 200 to 250 class, the frequency is 12, 250 to 300 class, frequency is 14, 300 to 350 class, frequency is 8, in between 350 to 400 the frequency is 6, from 400 to 450 frequency is 10, isn't it? After writing the frequency, these two columns are given in the question itself. Classes and frequencies are given in the question itself. Whatever the method you adopt to find the arithmetic mean, the third column should always be mid value. You should find mid value. You can use either direct method or deviation method or step deviation method. But you should use mid value as the third column to find arithmetic mean. In order to find the arithmetic mean of a table or a group data, you should use mid value. Understood? Therefore, let us find mid value now. Just recollect how to find the mid value of a class. Mid value or class mark both are same. Mid value or class mark of a class is nothing but the average of lower and upper boundaries. Lower boundary is 200 and upper boundary is 250. If you add these two, you will get 200 plus 250 is 450. What is 450 divided by 2? 450 divided by 2 is 225. Therefore, the mid value of the class 200 to 250 is 225. Next, add 250 and 300, you will get 550. 550 divided by 2 is 275. 300 plus 350 is 650. 650 divided by 2 is 325. 350 plus 400 is 750. 750 divided by 2 is 375. 400 plus 450 is 850. 850 divided by 2 is 425. These are the mid values. Otherwise, I told you a simple method to write mid values. How? Write the mid value of the first class as usual. That is 200 plus 250 is 450. 450 divided by 2 is 225. After writing the mid value of the first class, now you verify the difference between any two successive lower boundaries. The difference between any two successive lower boundaries is always 50. Therefore, you add 50 to this. 225 plus 50 is 275. 275 plus 50 is 325. 325 plus 50 is 375. 375 plus 50 is 425. Okay. Now, in direct method, if you write classes, frequencies and mid values, the next column is for Fi, Xi in direct method. We did in first question. But now, here we are using the step deviation method. If at all you use direct method, then you have to multiply these two values, 12 into 225, 14 into 275, 8 into 325. You may get big values, a large numbers you may get here. After getting these values, you have to add up so that you will get a number, the sum in thousands or 10,000s or lakhs. Later you have to divide with 50, it will be to some extent difficult. Therefore, we adopted step deviation method here. In order to solve this question in step deviation method, let us consider the middle class mark or mid value as small a. Small a stands for assumed mean. Understood? Small a stands for assumed mean. Therefore, we will adopt or we will consider the middle mid value as small a. You can consider any mid value as small a, no problem. You can consider any value out of these, you can consider any value as a, but I took the middle class mid value as a. Later, deviation di is equal to xi minus a. Xi minus a. Here x stands for mid value and a is for assumed mean. A is 325, it is a fixed value. Now, for this class, mid value is 325 and assumed mean is also 325. Therefore, 325 minus 325 is 0. And for this class, mid value is 375 minus a is 325. 375 minus 325 is 50. And for this class, xi is this, minus a is 325. 425 minus 325 is 100. Similarly, for the classes above 0, you see here, this is xi value, xi minus a. 275 minus 325 is minus 50. And for this class, the xi is 225, di is xi minus a, that is 225 minus 325, which is equal to minus 100. Understood? Is it clear now? Now, after writing di, Let us write ui. Ui is nothing but di by h. H stands for height of the class. Height of the class or class interval. Height of the class is nothing but the difference between any two successive lower boundaries or any two successive upper boundaries or any two successive mid values. You take any two successive mid values and you find the difference. What is the difference here? 275 minus 225, difference is 50. Therefore, H is 50. Similarly, 250 minus 200 is also 50. 300 minus 250 is also 50. 400 minus 350 is also 50. 450 minus 400 is also 50. Therefore, H is nothing but the height of the class. Height of the class is nothing but the difference between any two successive upper boundaries or any two successive lower boundaries or any two successive mid values. But please keep in mind, H should not be the difference between lower and upper boundary of a particular class. Of course, in this case it is okay, it is right, but in all cases it is not true. Therefore, the H is not the difference between lower and upper boundary. It is always the difference between any two successive lower boundaries or any two successive upper boundaries or any two successive mid values. Understood? Please keep in mind. Okay. Now we got H is 50. Since H is 50, now UI column. UI is di divided by H. Minus 100 divided by 50 is minus 2. Minus 50 divided by 50 is minus 1. 0 divided by 50 is 0. 50 divided by 50 is 1. 100 divided by 50 is 2. Or in simple words, corresponding to A you write 0 and above 0 you write minus 1 minus 2 and below 0 you write plus 1 and plus 2. If the classes are in ascending order, please keep in mind, if the classes are in ascending order corresponding to the assumed mean value, that is A value, in UI column you write 0 and above 0 you write minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 like this, and below 0 write plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 like this, provided the classes should be in ascending order. Understood? Now the next column is for Fi UI. UI is this column. Fi is this column. Now you have to multiply these two values only. You need not multiply with mid value now. You have to multiply with frequency and UI. 12 into minus 2 is minus 24. 14 into minus 1 is minus 14. 8 into 0 is 0. 6 into 1 is 6. 10 into 2 is 20. You write positive values like this one over other and you write negative values one over the other separately, so that it is very easy to calculate. You add up now. You add positive values first of all. 6 plus 20 is 26 and you sum up the negative values now. Minus 24 minus 14 is minus 38. What is 26 minus 38? It is minus 12. Therefore, sigma Fi UI is minus 12 and sigma Fi, sum of the frequencies, is equal to 50. We got sigma Fi is 50 and sigma Fi UI is minus 12 and A means assumed mean is 325. Now let us go to the calculation part. In order to write the calculation part, first of all write the formula to find arithmetic mean. AM or mean is equal to A plus sigma Fi UI by sigma Fi into H. This formula is to be applied when you use step deviation method. This is the formula to find arithmetic mean using step deviation method. In step deviation method, AM is equal to A plus sigma Fi UI by sigma Fi into H. Here A means assumed mean, whose value is 325, A is equal to 325. Sigma Fi UI, sigma Fi UI is this value, which is equal to minus 12, and sigma Fi is 50, and H means height of the class, which is equal to 50. Understood? Now you simply substitute these values in the formula. Mean is equal to A value 325 plus sigma Fi ui minus 12 by sigma Fi 50 into H is 50. This 50 in 50 one time. This is 325 plus into minus 12. 325 minus 12 is 313. Therefore, mean wage of each worker is 313 rupees. Like this, you can find the arithmetic mean using step deviation method. You see, in direct method, you took classes, frequencies, mid values and Fi, Xi column. But whereas in step deviation method, besides frequency and class mark, you have to write Di column, you have to take Ui column and later Fi Ui. This, if you adopt this method, then the calculation part will be so simple. But if you use the direct method, for some cases the mid values you will get 0.5 or so. If the mid values are in points or the mid values are very large numbers or the frequencies are very big numbers, in such cases the calculation will be difficult. In all such cases, it is better to use step deviation method. So far, the first question is solved in direct method and second question is solved in step deviation method. In the coming videos, we will learn the other method also. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.